getting ready to make my lasagna. But before we do, we need to get our prep done. First, we need to grate our cheese. So our cheese is all grated. Now I am going to chop up some onion, green bell pepper, and garlic. Then we're going to head to the stove. Okay, so before we head to the stove, I just want to say a lot of us will not have homemade tomato sauce. And there's nothing wrong with that. Unless it's summertime and I've got a ton of tomatoes from my gardens, I won't have it either, okay? So please be wise in your choice. This is not a paid promotion, but I want to show you what I use. This is the brand that I love. Not only is it amazingly delicious, you still need to read your labels. There's no high fructose corn syrup. There's no bioengineered products. It has very few products in it. It is carbone, and this one is roasted garlic. And the ingredients are here. I'm going to read them. Very few ingredients. It has imported Italian tomatoes, whole peeled tomatoes, tomato puree, sea salt, basil, onions, olive oil, roasted garlic, olive oil, sea salt, basil, oregano. That's it, okay? This one is Italian tomatoes and basil, and it pretty much has very similar ingredients. Again, we have imported Italian tomatoes, whole peeled tomatoes, tomato puree, sea salt, basil, oregano, olive oil, basil, sea salt, garlic, oregano. The same ingredients that you can chop up yourself and put in it. That is all in it. It is in a glass jar. So this one is my favorite, and it says on here, non-GMO, okay? So let's head to the stove. We're going to start by browning our meat. I have 2 different types of Italian sausage and just some bulk breakfast sausage here, okay? I don't have any oil or anything in my skillet because this sausage is going to produce enough oil. And depending on how much fat is in this sausage, we may even need to strain it before we put our other ingredients in. So first thing we want to do is just go ahead and get it chopped up while it is browning, okay? Let it brown some, flip it, and just, you can do this with a fork. I love these mashers. They're simple, they're easy. But if you don't have one, use a fork, use whatever you may have, okay? So we're gonna get this all browned up and we'll be back. Okay, now that our meat is all ground up and it is probably about 90% done, we're going to go in and add our onion, green bell pepper, and garlic. Stir this around. Let this cook for maybe about 2 or 3 minutes. Infuse some of those flavors and make sure that the beef is continuing to cook. To this, we are going to first add some of my Pam's Prep all-purpose seasoning. We are also adding, now all of these herbs that I'm getting ready to put in here came from my garden. I grew them, I dehydrated them, and now I am putting them in. This is actually Thai basil. Okay, sprinkle some of that in. Oh, that smells good. Thyme. Parsley, and oregano. Okay, we're going to give this a quick stir. Oh my goodness, this smells so delicious. Always make sure you stir from the bottom so you can get everything combined. We're going in with a couple of tablespoons of tomato paste. Our Italian tomatoes and basil. Now, I am old school. We rinse our jars, okay? Not a lot, but we put a little water in there, okay? Put the top back on and give it a good shake. So it looks pretty like that, where it's kind of clear. See, everything is getting out of there. We're not leaving that good stuff in our jar. No, 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 no. Okay, put that in there. Stir. Oh, this is smelling so delicious. Now we're going in with our roasted garlic one. Same thing, add a little water. Not much, that's not probably about 2 or 3 tablespoons at most. I don't even think it's 1/4 of a cup I poured in there. Give it a good shake. And empty her out. We are also going to add just a couple of tablespoons of brown sugar. We want to cut through some of that acid. Not enough to make it sweet, but you don't want that acid just stinging you either when you taste it. So now we're going to let this simmer for a while we mix up the rest of our ingredients. Okay, so the first thing I'm going to do is just take a little bit of olive oil, and I am going to put it just a little bit, not much at all, on the sides of my pan, okay? I'm not even doing the bottom, because what you want to do is to make sure you put a layer of your meat sauce in the very bottom, and it's very oily. I'm only doing this because I find it releases the sides of the noodles that do touch that part. It releases them much better, okay? So it's just a little bit. You don't have to do that. You can use spray oil if you want, or you don't have to use any at all. Next thing we're going to do, we need to mix our cottage cheese. So I'm going to pour it in this mixing bowl, and I just want to thank Robin. She sent me as a gift a set of these mixing bowls. This is one, it's a set of 3, so I just wanted to thank her for that. I really appreciate it. So we just want to put our cottage cheese in here first. And I am using the whole container because I'm making a very large amount. I'm always usually making small amounts of things for 1 or 2, but when it comes to lasagna, yes, I need to have more. Now, I'm going to crack my egg right into this container. You say, why is she cracking the egg into the cottage cheese container? Well, simply because I want to make sure the egg is good before I put it actually in the cottage cheese. So instead of getting another dish, I just poured it in there. If this is good, it's fine. Doesn't matter if you got cottage cheese on it because I'm putting it in the cottage cheese. From here, you just want to combine this really well. I also like to add just a little bit of my oregano to the cottage cheese. Make sure your egg is well combined with the cottage cheese because the cottage cheese acts as your glue, okay? Besides the cheese, this cottage cheese is actually your glue for your lasagna. Okay, actually making the lasagna is not very hard. I have a lot of people that have asked me, how do you get it to come out in the squares when you cut it? That's all about just having a little bit of patience and time. You just have to wait, and you really do have to let it set and sit. Set and sit, okay? Set meaning combine together, gel together, so that when you cut it, it won't fall apart, okay? That means it needs to cool down. Once it cools down, it sets. The longer you can let it sit, the better it will set. And I'm not trying to make rhymes and riddles over here. Oh my goodness. You don't need a lot of meat sauce on the bottom, okay? This is really not a layer. This prevents your noodles from sticking, okay? So don't forget this step either. You want to have this down here so that when you cut it, it will release and come up, okay? So now we're going to put in our noodles. And my pan, as you can see, is a little bit short, so I will be cutting one to fill that in. That there, probably probably cut that, it's already broke. And this one already broke, so I'm going to just slice it down the middle here. That was crooked. And we're just going to patch it up there. Wherever you don't have enough, just patch it, because once it gets good and set, you won't know the difference. And I actually like to have mine completely, my sauce completely covered. So I'm going to take this piece that I have here. We're just going to fill it in. Nothing fancy, doesn't have to be perfect. Once this gets all made up and well combined, you will not know the difference. Okay, now we go in with another layer of meat sauce. Cover your holes. That's how it comes out nicely. Make sure those are nicely covered. Corners are important. Now we go in with some of our cottage cheese mixture, and you just kind of want to dot it around. Don't spread it with the spoon because it will lift up the actual sauce. And if you don't like cottage cheese, you can use ricotta cheese if you like. So now we're going to go in with some of our shredded cheddar. Some of our freshly grated mozzarella. Now we want to continue this process until our dish is completely full. Okay, so we go back down again with noodles. Since I had the broke up pieces on that end, I will do it the opposite way this time, okay? That just makes it even. Instead of having all your broke pieces at one end, that way when you cut it, it's not so noticeable. This over here, because we're going to make a strip down the middle there. It looks like I have one. You always have pieces that are broke up. Just use those. So we are now at the last layer. So we just want to put our cheese on here. You can do it in any way you want, except for my top layer. I always put Parmesan cheese, grated Parmesan, on my very top layer, or shredded Parmesan. Some more of this mozzarella, a little bit of it. Shredded Parmesan. You want to bake this in a 375-degree oven, first and foremost covered, for the first 45 minutes. Then we're going to uncover it and let it go ahead and brown. That's going to take probably another 15 minutes in this pan. You want it to start browning and be nice and bubbly, okay? Okay, now, because this pan is super full, I'm not about to put this in my oven and let it boil over, run over. So I have a baking pan with parchment paper on top of it because I'm not scrubbing my baking pan either, okay? So we are going to put this right on top, just like that. So if it boils over on the pan, in the pan. Now I am using non-stick foil, but even though I am using non-stick foil, I am still going to spray the foil a little bit because I do not want my cheese to stick at all. Cover it tight, and I will see you all when it's done. So now we're at the 45-minute mark, and we want to just take the foil off of it so that it can start to brown. We're going to put it back in here, still at 375, until it starts to brown and turns a little golden brown and bubbly. It's nice and bubbly, golden brown, cheesy top, crusty edges, perfect layered lasagna. And now we wait. Okay, let's see if I have let it cool long enough. Ooh, look at that, look at that. Doesn't that look amazing? Now, it surely could have cooled a little longer, but that's not bad. That is not bad. Oh my goodness. Thank you all so much for coming and hanging out with me today here in my kitchen. I really do appreciate each and every one of you guys. Take a second and subscribe to the channel. Turn on the notification bell so you won't miss anything. If you are a returning subscriber, thank you so much for coming back once again to hang out with me in my kitchen. And channel members, thank you so much from the bottom of my heart. Oh my goodness, it smells amazingly delicious. Now, let it cool even a little bit longer. I let mine cool for about 30 minutes. Really, you really need to let it cool a good hour to an hour and a half. It's not gonna be cold, but it will be set. But you know how it is. Sometimes we're a little anxious, all right? And I got my garlic bread here, so that's going to be delicious as well. Oh my goodness. Oh my goodness, oh my goodness. Let's get a taste. Woo. Delicious. All the herbs from my garden that I put in here, it's nothing like a fresh herb. I'm telling you, when you buy them in the store, they may say they're fresh, but how long have they been in the store? How long did they sit on the truck to get there? Where did they come from? How far did they have to travel? How fresh are they? But when you can go outside and clip, or you can go outside and dehydrate it, it's nothing like it. You aren't gardening, you need to try it. The full recipe will be on my website, pamspreps.com. Don't forget to grab your free ebook when you're over there with your email address. That's all you need. It'll also allow me to keep up with you all and provide you with recipes and tips, tricks, and hacks should anything ever happen to any other platform, okay? So I will see you all next time, the good Lord willing and the creek don't rise. Bye-bye.